This is Go Hills TV, powered by JBS, and I'm here with Coach Anthony Longo, our post-game interview. Warriors run their record now to 13-0, taking on the Tritons of Iowa Central. And, Coach, it looked like their plan was to pack it in defensively and make it hard to score.
Yeah, they came out a little bit, more willing to get forward. We put a couple quick ones in, and then they packed it in pretty tight from there. And they made life pretty difficult for us. So one of those games, you take the win and move on.
They're coming off an 11-0 loss to Iowa Western. I'm sure they were ready to prove to people they're not that bad of a soccer team, and they're not that bad of a soccer team.
Yeah, there's talent there. That's for sure. They made it very difficult. They played very intense. That's what we were kind of caught up. I told the girls before the game, we're going to see a team that's going to be very angry, and they're going to come out and prove a point, or a team that's kind of vulnerable, maybe questioning themselves, and if we get a quick one, it could get over pretty quick. But it was definitely the first, that's for sure. They had something to prove today, and, I don't know, didn't watch game film very much. I don't know what happened in that previous game with their Western one, but there's a lot of talent out there.
All right, so let's talk about your team, though. You're coming off a win the other day, 16-0, kind of not a whole lot you can get from that game. But what you don't want to do is then be lackadaisical coming into this game. You got to get your energy level back up. But did you feel like the girls were you satisfied with that?
First half, for the most part, I think it was pretty good. Second half wasn't nearly good enough. We kind of just killed the game out. And when goal differential comes into play, it's going to add up at the end of the year. So it was frustrating that we kind of took our foot off the gas, and there was no problem solving out there. They tried to continue to force it down the middle the whole time, and it just wasn't working. And we never adjusted. So that was a little frustrating. So we'll just have to go back and watch film and kind of go over things like that. When teams are playing a little bit more defensive, we got to be smarter with the ball, shorter passes to try to open them up a little bit.
So, your team ranked number 7 in the country right now. Obviously, last year, first trip to the national tournament. This year, I think the goal is to compete for a championship, right? And I feel like I'm starting to see I call it a little swagger, the confidence level. It's going to, because you have to be confident to compete at that level. Is that a fair assessment that this group is starting to really believe that they might do something, have the ability to compete to do something very special?
Yeah, I think so. I know that this is a group, what I like about them is they're not impressed by anything. They're not impressed by the teams that we play. They're not, there's no stage that's too big for them. They walk up, they know what we need to do, and they go out there and do it. So there is a little bit of swagger to them for sure. But I think it's just a very good confidence about them that they know what we're capable of doing. And they kind of just go out there and do it. So, I like to see a little bit more fire. I want to see a little bit more edge to them, intensity, whether it's getting off the bus, in the locker room or whatever. But this is a group that just gets the job done. So, the quiet ones are, always pretty good. So I like the personality of the team. I like where we're at and moving forward, hopefully there is a lot more confidence. So, we've seen the whole conference one time. We got to go, we got a tough one on Wednesday, and then we'll see the whole conference again. So a lot to be happy about.
Well, we know you can win at home. We don't really know if you can win on the road because you haven't had to go. You're about to get on the road for the rest of the regular season. Does that concern you at all?
It's that first game switching to grass is going to be tough. It's going to probably be a little bit slower than what we're used to. But I've said from the beginning of the year that we're built to be on grass. I think we're at twice the team we are on grass than we are on turf. It kind of plays to our strengths a little bit. We're going to get on a field that's very open, wide. It's going to be a little bit slower, so we can play balls into space. I like grass. I've always been that. So no, on my end, I'm not very intimidated by it. We're definitely going to have to go get a few workouts back on grass. Moving forward, we can't practice on turf all the time and then switch to grass like that. But no, looking forward to it.
All right, sophomore day, I know that's always a difficult one because you start to think some of these girls that have been pretty special to this program are going to be leaving you soon, hopefully going on to bigger and better things, and hopefully you're leaving them better than you found them. But I know it's got a tug on the heartstring a little bit.
It does. It's tough. This is a senior-led group for sure. There's a very good core group of sophomores in this class, and knew it when we recruited them. We had a lot of talent for sure, but the attitude's just been so great. I know a lot of coaches would probably say this. Some might not mean it very much, but I like this team. I enjoy being around them. Every day is a lot of fun with them. They've got a great attitude. They got a great spirit, and especially with this year's group. They're just come to win at the end of the day, and that's really fun to be around. So It is always tough. You know, we got to cherish the next 3, potentially 4 games. We may have one scheduled late in the year. And then, you know, try to extend postseason as far as we can get it.
3 goals, Bailey Weeman today. Got to comment on that before we wrap up. It's just, well, she is something to watch.
Yeah, today what Bailey finally did, you know, we see it on and off. She finally just gets the ball and goes to goal. You know, she's very an unselfish player, which is a good thing. You know, it's why her stats are so good, both goals and assists. But today was one of those days that I'm gonna put the team on my back and go. That's finally fun to see. You know, I like that type of Bailey because we have enough talent around her that can, you know, we can get her the ball in good spots, and she can take advantage of it. So, you know, the Bailey Weeman that gets the ball, goes to goal, and attacks. That's a special player there.
All right, Coach Anthony Longo and his Warriors win it 3-0, go to 13-0, heading off to Illinois Central on the 6th of this month, and they're going to be on the road the rest of the regular season. We'll hope to catch them with some home games in the postseason. Coach, congrats. Big win.
Appreciate it.
And we look forward to seeing the soccer girls on that road span. We'll be keeping an eye on how they're doing here on Go Hills TV. We're powered by JBS, and we are back with men's soccer here shortly.